What is going on? It's Shango Ray. Welcome to my sermon on your mound. Okay, as we do most Sundays here. Welcome, you two heads in the building. You, whether you are speakers, talkers. KD, what is going on, KD? Happy Sunday to you. Come on in, get settled in, and thank you for your tongue's participation in pleasuring the like button. Y'all all should do that. Follow. She is a prime example. She's a shining star. Kamira Davis. You are my shining star. Cunniling the like button. Nah. Cunniling it. Foreheads in here. Y'all ain't said hi. You must be the lurkers. The lurkers got here first today, huh? The lurk squad. That's all right. This message is for you too. So I'm just giving it a minute. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dorley Baptiste, what's going on? Shout out to Dorley Baptiste with the je ne sais quoi. Why, thank you. This too is also temporary. I got some other furniture and things on the way, redecorating, but this will do for now, you know. Healing through nature, peace. Come on in, come on in. Have a seat back there, find somewhere comfortable. But just before you do, make sure that you lick that like button. Get it there. Get her there. Okay, get her warmed up. That's how you get this channel blazing. Get her warmed up. All right. Joe Washington, what's going on? Peace, brother. Lick the likes, lick the likes, lick the likes. I'm probably not going to be on here that long. I know every time I say that shit, I end up being here that long. But I do have a heavy workload. Lots of work. Thank God. What are you grateful for today? Giving it just another minute or two. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Come on in for my sermon on your mound. All right. Deaconess, what is going on, Deaconess? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Deaconess Smacky. Yeah. I randomly just pulled some cards just because instead of notes, I'm just using cards today. I'm not going to use notes. I'm not going to use bullet points. I'm just going to come straight off the cabeza. Most people that I do know, their Sundays, depending on their schedule, are to prepare for Monday. I used to hate Sundays. I used to hate Sundays, even in school, because you knew you have to get up early. So you didn't go to school today, but still, it's not like a full day off, you know? Lots of work is good. Gerald Washington, I agree. Hey, that's PG right there. Oh, shit. Is that PG? Yes, it is. What's going on, PG? Come on in. I'm just giving it like 1 or 2 more minutes, then we're going to start. Some things been coming to me, man. Some things been coming to me. Oh, you didn't think so? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 7 heads in the building. No worries about Monday when you're free from the matrix. See, now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Only matrix I'm in is my motherfucking own. And I have to say, yes, Miss Beeks, what is going on, Miss Beeks? Happy Sunday to you. Right back at you. Yeah, I totally agree with that. We're about to get started. I feel maybe Jimmy Popoff may be channeled. He may come through. All right. So it's a little bit. I can't see the likes. Can anybody before we begin tell me the likes? Just because for channel traction and growth, we'd like to make sure that she is properly lubricated with your saliva when you come to look. I knew you was gonna be here, Prophetess Banks. I was like, there's only one person missing. There's only one person missing. Yeah. Can somebody just tell me the likes real briefly? 6 likes? Because I was gonna get in the ass. Okay, 6 likes. And I don't know, this thing is weird because it keeps going up and down. As far as the little eyeball here. The eyeball saying how much. But 3 of you owe that bitch some fucking tongue action. Okay? Where's the one thumb downer? Where's that bitch at? You know, I miss you. I seen you coming around some of the videos of you're the one thumb downer. The one thumb downer wouldn't be complete without you either. All right. Fuck it. Let's go. So, I'm going to open up my sermon on your mound today. And the title of this sermon is Your Money Soul Tied? I'm going to let you think about that. Is your money so tight? You may be getting some go, I'm getting money. Okay. But what if you could be getting a whole lot more? And no, it ain't just about money. But for some reason, this was really hit on the head to me over this weekend. We'll get into that. She comes after one door closes, so another can open. You said what? Hello, one door closes, so one can open. Libra Lay was popping. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna be looking too much at the chat, okay? Because I got work to do with you. I have work to do with you. All right. So the title of this sermon is Your Money Soul Tied? You may or may not be aware, okay? We just opened the door to a new ritual. It was placed upon my plate to do something for, I feel, probably a very small demographic. I get it. I admit it. This is not one of them general, hey, come on, come on type of situations. All right? But there are those of you out there who you're still feeling the effects of an active soul tie. Now, that's a churchy slang term, okay? They're also called energetic cords. You can also call it entanglement. No, entanglement's not just cheating, although entanglement causes entanglement. Okay. But I recently dropped a video earlier explaining the whole thing and what it's for. But I opened that video and I'm going to open this sermon once again. I had a witchy bitch as a pastor when I was younger, when I was in the church. And she did a whole thing on how adultery can bind up your finances. Now, at the time, obviously, I did not understand what the hell that meant. I didn't understand how me dipping out on my marriage could possibly affect my money. right? Although now I see a bunch of different ways, energetically, as well as in the mundane, you know? There's laws to that shit. It's called alimony, right? But what I wanted to hit on and what was placed on my particular heart, my little old heart, okay, over the weekend. And you know how I know when it's something besides, first I get the feeling. Then I start seeing either people, an influx of messages and or clients kind of coming to me, and I can see on them this is one of the main culprits or something in common, a common denominator. I've seen it. And it's a very interesting thing you will find, okay? Because there are those of you watching right now, there are those of you who are going to watch my sermon on your Mound who have an active soul tie, meaning it's still in place, it's fully active, you just may not be aware of it, number one. Numero dos, you've forgotten about it because you probably suppressed it. But when that soul tie was really, really going on, you probably didn't finish the job. That's why this ritual is called unfinished business. A lot of us have unfinished business, okay? Especially as it pertains to a particular person. Now, you may have several lines of credit that are unfinished business in your energetic field or going on, okay? But there is a pecking order to these things. There is a hierarchy. And these soul ties, when left unchecked, they do have an effect on your mind, on your spirit, and on your motherfucking money, on your ability to navigate your journey, your whatever you want to call it, the way that you really want to. You may make headway only to be dragged right back. There's a lot of this going on. Energy-wise, it's been taking your energy. You know what it's like? It's like a chronic pain. I don't know, those of you with a chronic pain, where you just end up getting used to living with it. So much so where you almost forget it's there. You would notice probably if it wasn't there, but it's just there all the time. So like you almost don't even notice it anymore. You're so used to it. You're used to living with the pain. Yep. Oh, he's coming. He's coming, PG. I feel him coming. Okay. So aside from your own connection with whoever, in the video that I just dropped, I brought up this analogy too. Have you ever seen two birds trying to fly that are tied together? It don't work. How much more so could you do and be if you were untethered? These things work in very sneaky ways. The symptoms of these soul ties that I'm speaking of, they come in a myriad of forms. So it's hard. It's not like they just always come in one particular way. So you can diagnose it nice and easy. But hell, most of us ain't paying attention anyways. We're too busy being busy. So these things have, I'm going to break down some ways right now as far as some of the ways that they can affect you. I've already kind of started on that, okay? But what really came to me this weekend, if I may be specific, is there are those of you, okay, as I've explained before, this is if this is the whole demographic of people who fuck with Shango Red, then I'm probably speaking to about this much. And out of this much here, what came to me is there's people who are having financial problems. Now, you, like I said, you may be doing cool for a minute and then something ends up happening. And what makes it more difficult is it's hard to connect the dots. Now, during some of these different situations, and it goes beyond just money, but for some reason, I don't know, that was brought to my attention. Like, there's some people who have full capabilities. They're smart enough. They got the right ideas. They're doing the right things for all intents and purposes. So why the fuck can't it go past a certain point? This is why. Who you're fucking tied to. Who's tied to you? Now, this is not about making a villain out of the other person, as if you're just fucking princess and they're like, hey, you know, like tying shit around you, like, you know, no, it works both ways. Some of you are binding your own self. You won't let certain shit go. You won't let certain ideas go. You have this concept, this picture in your mind, this thing that you thought it should be, and even if you kind of forgot about it or thought you moved on from it, you have not. And every time you start keep thinking about this, now let me tell you something too. I don't know how many of you can relate to this. Have you ever been going through some shit or something happens, right? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, wait, their face pops up to you. And you're probably wondering, depending on the situation too, right? Maybe this, because some of you in this particular demographic, you've been done with this person, but you still have a soul tie. Others, it's kind of fresh, and others, it's very fresh. So there's even more emotion in the freshness, okay? So, depending. Now, to those of you who maybe your soul tie is from years gone by, you know, you've done tried to get into other relationships, those didn't work. Maybe there is one right now that you're in, it's probably not working, or whatever, to work into your standards, I'll say. But if you ever notice during different times, sometimes out of nowhere, that motherfucker will pop up. That bitch will pop up, right? Out of nowhere. Their face. The average person just says, that's weird. Okay, next. But they're busy doing something. They don't take the time to say, hey, wait a minute. What is this? What are you trying to show me? What is going on here? What is it about this person? Why are they just popping up right now? Well, I'm about to tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of times, yes, because y'all are connected, you think about them, they're going to see you too. It's not just them thinking about you, okay? Sometimes it's you thinking about them. You hear a song, you smell a fragrance, you go somewhere that maybe they took you or whatever. It works both ways is what I'm saying, okay? Hey, woo-woo. But here's the danger to that. Let's just say, okay, as above, so below as above, right? Let's just say that you and I are tied together. And figuratively, if I go over the cliff, where are you going? What's going to happen to you? Okay? Things can still be transmitted. And it gets even deeper. There's another level to this because some of you had a relationship that was very abusive, very traumatic. Okay? And yes, there was third-party action involved. Maybe you actually started third-party in action too. All right. But depending on who your partner is also messing with, they're getting that and then they're bringing it to you. Okay, transference of spirits is fucking real. Hashata Basoto, okay, it's real. It is. You may find yourself like, depending on who you're dealing with, feeling like you're going fucking crazy and don't know why. Besides the fact that they may be gaslighting you, maybe they're not. I'm very careful with how I say this shit because a lot of people subconsciously like to be in that victim mentality, like to point the finger at everyone else is a narcissist. You're a narcissist. You're toxically male. Ugh. Whatever. And I'm not saying that this shit maybe doesn't exist or isn't a thing, but that's not what I'm talking about. Yes, I am. Okay. So how it starts to fuck with your money in particular, because we all like that money, right? We all like that. Let's not look around. Okay. Money or progress in your life with your purpose, with your projects, with your goals. I kind of lump them together, right? Like you want to feel like you're going somewhere, right? Who wants to feel like they're just sitting around stagnant, doing the same shit? You know, never sugarcoating, Deaconess. Never sugarcoating unless I'm licking it off. You understand? Tú sabes. Okay. So the other thing that I've noticed too is where through this cord, it's like what do you call that? The phone lines, fiber optics. It's like spiritual fiber optics in a way. Now, some of you are attached to some people who sit around and fucking stew over you. And yes, they're spying over you. You could feel their astral, ASS troll, troll, ass troll. You could feel their ass troll presence. You could feel them watching you via their imagination, them thinking about you. Maybe they're thinking about you in a good way. Maybe it's a sexual way. Maybe it's a bad way. Maybe it's like, I hope you're fucking such and such. Whatever. Yeah. You feel their energy. But here's the bad part. Just like when you were with this person, you probably acted in ways to, what am I looking for here? You probably toned aspects of yourself down. Some of you, thank you, Lord, you dumbed yourself down. You weren't being all you can be because you wanted to fit in their box of you or their idea of you. So now that you guys are physically separate, them thought forms though of that box. See, this is where it gets real tricky. You know, you start looking through their eyes at who you are. What, this ain't you. Why are you doing this? Oh, now you want to start doing this now? Yeah, bitch, because I want to. And you almost feel though, like, damn, am I not being myself? You start questioning yourself because it's not even about how you see yourself. It's how you are looking through their eyes at how they see you. And you've adopted that as your eyes. That's where it gets really dangerous, man. Really dangerous. Really dangerous. Oh, you should see these cards over here. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you these cards over here. Like I said, these are just, I don't know what they are. I didn't ask them questions. I'm just like, I'm going to throw cards out so I can look at these cards during my sermon. Hallelujah. Okay. And see what's going on. Check this shit out. Is this just how they came out? Three of Cups. King of Cups. All right. Three of Swords. My Lord. Ugh. Seven of Cups. What do we have here? We're just talking about how this shit binds your money up. 10 of Coins reversed. Ugh. I'm free. Hallelujah. The Lord saith, I am free. And I want you to be free too. Yeah, right? Felicia says, primitive eyes. Because people have asked me, well, how does that actually affect my money? And mind you, like I said, I would probably say, statistic-wise, maybe 30% of this small demographic actually have somebody that's actively like wishing bad shit upon you, wishing, because if you want to hit somebody, where do you hit them? You hit them in the pocket, right? That's basic spiritual warfare, or almost any warfare 101. Like you hit them in the pocket. You hit them in the pocket. Thank you, prophetess. You see that sorcererscorner.com? If you are a Sorcerer's Corner member, gold level or above, then you get in this ritual for free if you so choose. I'm not going to push it on you. If you want in, you just got to say it. Tonight, I should have it up an opt-in inside the membership for gold members and above. So if you want to be in it, you are more than welcome. I encourage you to join, brother, sister, okay? Rest of you, oh yeah, because I'm going to get into this ritual and how exactly we're going to be doing this shit. Because what really actually came to me, though, like I said, some of you have multiple soul ties. Yeah, I can see them now. I can see them now. Yeah. But you got that main one. You got the big dog. Okay? You got a big dog. All right? You got a mama jamma going on. This mama jamma actually made you susceptible to the other ones. How about that? Yep. Yep. And you'll find when you obliterate that one, your whole your field starts to change to where these other ties can't stay tied. They can't live in you. Now you may want to go through them too. Okay? You can do that. You can do that too if you want. I leave it up to you as far as intuitively, because that's one of the beautiful things about this upcoming unfinished business ritual, because we got to finish this business. You can't be going into 2022 and even fuck 2022, even the rest of it. We still got a couple months here, okay? Why live another day like that when you don't have to? It's time to give attention. And I know some of you have already been, spirits kind of going like this to you. Hey, look back here. You forgot this. Hey, Mija, look over here. Brother, look over here. You forgot this shit over here. You got so busy after that, you're like, oh, I just got to keep moving along, and I'll just keep busy, and I'll just work, and I'll just do, and I'll just whatever, or fuck, drink, smoke, whatever it is. And I'll outrun that bitch. I'll just outrun it. How's that work for you? How's that work for you? The root of the problem dies. Parasites. May I? Okay, I'm gonna do this like that. Bang, you see that? That right there. That part. The root of the problem dies, the parasite dies. Okay, boom. But yeah, Spirit was showing me, hey, you have a certain amount of people that are plagued by that one. The root of the problem, saith Prophetess Vance. Who's your root of the problem? Now, sometimes we may think, we may have misdiagnosed. We might be close though. They may definitely be a contributing band member in this orchestra of fuckery that's playing in your life right now, or that happens to play here and there. Because I'm not trying to paint it out like it's just always this way. No, you make headway, you make some progress, but it's like something always seems to happen. And of course, there's the finances, but then let's talk about the relationship part too. Because some of you want relationships, some of you want to go into new relationships, and you are bringing see, because what happened is, obviously, if you know about your shadow self starts to form through trauma, right? One of the main ways it forms is through trauma, right? As you incur trauma, your shadow self builds, right? So no doubt in this particular relationship with this main mamma jamma of a soul tie that you got going on here, this noose of a soul tie that you got here, okay, there was trauma. Now that doesn't mean that they whooped your ass like Anna Mae not eating the cake, okay? It could be verbal, it could be that. It could also just be the way things worked out for you was traumatic. It was traumatic for you internally. Maybe you're not used to the pain, right, of whatever it was. So there's various degrees, and I don't want to like speculate because each one of you has a different story. I don't know your stories like that. But this shadow goes right along with you. It walks with you. It talks with you. It eats with you. It does everything with you. Okay? So when you start to form a new relationship, this is where it gets problematic. And I'm not saying the shadow is necessarily even bad. Okay? But the other person, it does affect, obviously, you're bringing that in. Anybody else that you start to deal with never has a full 100% fair chance with you because of the shadow. Okay? It's not front. I think you know that. I think you know that, right? You don't have a fair shot with them because you got all your defenses and all this, whatever. All that summed up is called the shadow. Your fears, your whatever you mean, all that shit. It's a barrier. Obviously, they got a shadow too, though. Let's keep it real. Everyone does, right? They got a shadow too. So can your shadows get along? Felicia Beeks says there is also physical and sexual abuse. Yes, there's that too. Like I said, there's varying degrees. Some very, very extreme. I won't say the other is like not extreme, because if it was an extreme experience for you, who's to say that it's not extreme? Although it may not be like, rape or sexual and physical abuse and things of that nature. Oh, see, Adela, Deaconess, Smacky, look, I'm gonna highlight this. It's like a rubber band that only lets you go so far and pulls you back. I've been saying this for years. She took the words right out my mouth. I call it the snapback effect, especially because, in my early days of consulting, doing readings, of course, I get all the fucking relationship readings and shit coming out my fucking ears, okay? And they break up, and it's like the rubber band and rubber band and rubber band. And eventually I said, there's going to be a snapback. I call it the snapback. There always is. Usually. There always is. Until that rubber band's just worn the fuck out. To some degree, but it's still there. Even if it's worn the fuck out. But where was I at? So these shadows, this is another thing though. Because, this is also a part of having a full life. Even if you don't have a lot of relationships, the ones that you do have, being quality. You want quality, right? One door closes so another one can open. Says, thank you for clarifying various levels of pain that is traumatic to individuals. Absolutely. Because everything is a subjective experience for the most part, right? There's people that have been through shit that we may say, God damn, how'd you even survive? And they're like, well, to them, subjectively, it maybe wasn't as hard as it would be to somebody else. Everybody's different. I do factor that in, you know? But so, like I said, that's going to cock block you from really, really getting down. Now, if you notice you're being cock blocked by your shadow, it's actually an opportunity. Your shadow is actually doing you a favor. Where it becomes a disservice, where it becomes a hindrance, where it becomes a block is when we avoid it. That's the only time. We want to like, okay, scrap this relationship next because that had some shit in it. And then you find every relationship has some shit in it. What's the common denominator? What's the common denominator in all these relationships? Oh, pray tell, it's you. So, yeah. But we all want, at some point in time, you want a quality relationship, don't you? You want that real, 100% puro connection, right? If that even exists. What else y'all got to say? But that ain't going to happen with that soul tie shit going on. That ain't going to happen with that unfinished business. Please do understand that. You got that shit going on. Some of you, what? Wow, what? Shut up. Yo, there's somebody out there, you still unconsciously, I said unconsciously now. I didn't say you go around thinking this shit. I said unconsciously. It's in the back. You still have this kind of consideration or something. It feels like an obligation to that soul tie, when technically you shouldn't. You're free, so you should be free. You shouldn't be bound up still, but you're still bound. There's still this, I don't know, this sense of like not entitlement, like it's like a sense of like you owe something or you're obligated or something. That's the best way I can explain. Okay. Now, the other part of this whole thing is where an individual could have sworn maybe they did do some work. Okay, maybe they did do some work, but for whatever reason, maybe they just weren't ready yet to give it up. I've known people, literally, I've known people who have died from pride or shame. Some people are too fucking prideful to admit that they still have, that there is still this fucking je ne sais quoi soul tie shit going on with this other person. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed of it. And they won't even admit it to themselves. But it's the first step. Nobody has to know. Like, nobody got to know your business, man. Nobody has to know your shit. I'm always telling people, like, because I had to, this came to me like a couple years ago, and I rode with it, like really, really rode with it, like radical honesty with one's self, even if you don't want to admit it, even if it makes you, I don't want to admit that shit. That's the shit precisely that you need to admit. It is so difficult when kids are involved. I mentioned that in the video as well. Thank you very much, Healing Through Nature. Some of you have soul ties with people that, because I've been speaking of situations to where it's like you were able to have a clean break. There's no ties there. Thank fucking God, right? But then there are those you have soul ties with who, like Healing Through Nature said, who you have kids with, love and life. who you have kids with, or it even may be in a situation where you still have to fucking see them. Somehow, some way, you still have to deal with them. Maybe it's at work. Shimano 5, peace. Maybe it's at work. Maybe, who knows? But it's not so clean. It's not a clean cut. Kelly G. Of course you were. We don't fuck with accents here, girl. Okay? Ain't no accents over here, girl. All right? So, as I mentioned, this ritual that we actually have coming up, the unfinished business, because it's important. We got to finish this business. Enough with the bullshit, man. I don't know about you. I'm not leaving nothing unfinished no more. I'm going back and I'm finishing whatever may need to be finished. So one of the things is you must create the space for your spirit to tell you, to show you what you need to work on. Don't do it with your conscious mind. Your conscious mind only knows that much. Let your spirit do the walking. All right? Love and Life says, what? Can I highlight you, Love and Life? Can I? All right, Love and Life. Let me see here. Bam. Soul ties are no joke. And what sucks is like, really honestly, I hate to say this too, like the greater the love and shit. Now, we're going into maybe uncharted territory here that I didn't go into. What about karmic relationships? Oh, and I'm not even going to get into this twin flame bullshit, okay? Those are another factor. Because you can actually get tied to them. Hell, shit, you may be tied in such a way where you keep like, this is one of the things that keeps you guys a karmic relationship in the first place. Like, why I gotta keep crossing fucking paths with you? One time you're my mom, the next you're my brother, and now you're my wife or my husband or somebody or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So that's a whole other level of shit. But I have full trust, full knowing that this is going to be able to obliterate that fucking tie. There is a time and a place, okay? Maybe soul ties do have their use. You know, everything happens for a reason now, right? We can't exclude them either. Recycling, yeah, for real shit. Recycled toilet water. You know what I'm saying? But if you're learning, it's not that bad then. Like, because that's the whole point of a karmic relationship, I believe. I'm just going to say I believe on that because all that karmic relationship shit, whatever, that's all fucking here to, therefore. Okay? Like, no one can say written in stone. There's only each individual's experience of that shit. That's why I say the jury's still out as far as twin flames go for me. At first, I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like, you know what? Look, there is this dude out there, and I swear we are tied. You're not lying. If you know it that strong, it's obvious. You don't get that feeling for nothing. You don't get that feeling for nothing. The same way if you get an instantaneous sense of familiarity with somebody. I think sometimes some of the I will, you know what? I didn't even think of this one, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even think of this shit when I made the video last night. It dropped this morning sometime, but I didn't even think about this shit, this part of the game. But that's probably a reason why they are. Talk about really unfinished business. Jesus Christ. Not even in this life, from beyond too? Fuck. Loving Life said as many times I tried not to talk, to reach out to him, I would meditate and his face pops up. Yeah, we were just talking about that. I just mentioned, I don't know if you caught that or whatever, but, and his face pops up. His birthday is 3/31. My birthday is 3/13. My thing is, I lived, I learned. Yes, that's another. Hold on here. I have to bring this up. Prophetess Beth says, my thing is, I lived, I learned. Now they need to move the fuck out of my energy because I'm done. Okay? In this ritual, we're also going to take you, listen, I don't want to take your past from you. Okay? I don't want to take your past from you. And you shouldn't want to either. However, there's the lesson, the jewels of whatever you extract from the past. We want to keep those. We want those to always be available to us as a gentle reminder. But all the other bullshit, the traumatic bullshit, and all the other crap around that, emotional crap, energetic debris crap, all that, we can get rid of that. And that's exactly what we're going to do too. All right. Finally, Shimano 5 fucking speaks, yo. It says karmic relationships are no different than saying the Lord works in mysterious ways. Yes, they exist, and yes, they can work for you, but yes, they can work exactly. That's why, my point exactly. As an alchemist, I choose to see how they can work for me, even though they might be very unpleasurable, they might be irritating, they might be fucking, they might almost have you on the edge of insanity, okay? Wanting to kill somebody, shit. But once again, whether it works for you or against you is going to be up to you. I can tell you one thing. If this message is applying to you and you're not joining this ritual or doing some form of work for yourself that you feel confident is going to get the job done, then you're just you're just shirking this shit to the back. This is part of the reason why it's still been around. Now, I have another theory about that. Because it's just like when you're trying to share something with somebody, like you just had this aha moment or something, and you're like, yo, this is fucking crazy. I need to share it. And then you try and tell it to somebody, and you can just tell they got that glazed look on their face or that look like they don't really care. And obviously, they just can't see it or get it at that time. Maybe like a year later, they can get it. But for whatever reason, it's like people kind of wake up, and I hate using that term, but people reach other levels of consciousness, I'll say it like that, on their own time for whatever reason. Cut the umbilical cord and unbound yourself from the soul tie. It's the soul tie. Run, it's the soul tie. Ah. And the fact of the matter is we all get soul tied up. Okay? Some of you are hog tied. Yeah, you hog tied. Some of you are tied up like this. Oh, no. You're making me find dots I hadn't connected. Namaste, Smacky. Yes, that's the whole point of this. That is the whole point of this. Like I said, when I feel it in my solar plex and I start either getting an influx of people messaging me and or clients coming to me, and it's like I can see a very common thread through all these, like a theme, then I know it's something I have to do. I know it's something I have to do. You know what I'm saying? I know it's something I have to do. And you know what it does have to do with, though, too? It has to do with your emotional intelligence. Obviously, emotional intelligence. Yeah, you can have emotional intelligence about other people, so you can understand people better. But the number one first place to start is emotional intelligence with yourself. Matter of fact, understanding yourself allows you to understand other people better, And when you don't keep it real with yourself, you don't get this. When you haven't been keeping it real with yourself for whatever reason, or you might have just missed the boat on something. Maybe you thought you was over something, or you thought something was, you thought something was done. We have these cliche sayings in our lexicon that are very deceptive. Time heals all wounds. That's fucking not true. That ain't true at all. So you just let the shit fester for years and it'll just go away by its own? No, that's not how the shit works. It's just not how the shit works. Quinita, what's happening? You keep saying I should talk more, but I'm merely a weary traveler. Stop. I like what you say, sir. I like hearing your point of view. I like people sharing, that's all. That's all I meant. I just like to give you a hard time too. That's it. But yeah, time don't heal wounds. Exactly. It sure the fuck does not. I like the other saying that goes along with that. Feelings buried alive never die. Okay? They never die. They're fucking Walking Dead, which, by the way, I got to catch episode 2 of season 11 now because it's the last season. All right? Tonight. But they don't ever go away. You have to deal with them. You have to. I know. It's not sexy. It's animal. It's not. I mean, it's not the sexiest thing. It's not the funnest thing. It's not the easiest thing. It can be very scary. You do have to feel the shit, unfortunately. But once you do, you get to reap the rewards for that. I thought The Walking Dead had yeah, I think it's time they cut it. You can only go so long before you just start ruining a fucking good show. One door says, I deserve abundance of love, wealth, and the deed. But I realize I am my own because I hold myself back. Oh, well, I hold myself back. Hashatabasoto. Yeah. Think of let's just look at the language. Okay? Soul tie. Tie is in bind, right? So it's like you're like that. I was gonna say you're like that elephant, but don't take that. Like how the elephant is bound to the stick or the stake or any animal, the cat, okay? Be a cat, all right? You're a cat bound there. Now you can't go nowhere. But now you two are bound together. So like they're trying to go this way, you're trying to go that way. Fucking hit the snag. Boom. Yes. All right. Can you hear me now? Am I okay now? Fuck that. Am I okay now? Am I still robot? No, as in what? No robot? Oh, yeah. All right, good. Awesome. Well, all right. It's still off. Felicia Beaks, no. What does that mean? No. I can hear you, but you sound like you're in a tunnel. Okay. No, you're still robot. All right. I just unmuted it now. I should be okay. And join her. Right on. Am I sounding okay? It's been an hour. Yeah, right? You noticing this pattern too, right? Because I am too. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. So we are going to start to begin to wrap it. Maybe I'll take in some questions or just see whatever talking points, whatever. Any somebody because y'all always make the show. You make the show. Okay. So, anyways, Felicia Beak says I'm still in a tunnel. Shimano 5 says nope. Keep going, it will go back to normal. I'll tell you what, I'll make it go back. Ha shata basoto. Ha there. I'll turn it back now. You're very welcome, One Door. There's this card too, though. Let's talk about that. The card of deception. And there's only one more last point I'll say about this too. There are those who do know. And it's not even that, oh, I thought I was over this shit, or oh, I thought I thought this was not a problem. There are those who know it's a problem, but lie to themselves. Okay? They'll like want to affirmation it away, and that's not how it works. Okay? It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. All right? Trust me. Okay? I'm a professional. I'm a professional. Okay? It's not going to go anywhere. And yes, the trauma from lies is another thing. It's a big one. When your perception or your construct of perception is shattered, and either it's shattered because it was built on a lie, i.e. you were seeing somebody that you're still tied to, and it's like they were a double person. You never exactly knew the full spectrum of them. That could fuck you up. It's like everything you thought you knew is gone. Yes, it will, healing through nature, if they've had spiritual work done against you. Yes. And let me tell you something else. In addition to the actual ritual, the rituals has like 3 little sections in it. At the end of it, we are calling back your auric pieces. Because another thing that I didn't mention with trauma, you get holes in your aura. You get pieces of your aura snatched from you, I guess you could say. I mean, that's not maybe totally accurate of a description, but we'll just roll with that for now. Exactly, Phoenix Fire, exactly. Very hard to come to terms with it, and it did mess my head up. See, what you don't see is afterwards the future ramifications of said messed head. Okay, the future ramifications, because now everybody's suspect. Everyone's got to pay for whatever happened with this person, and that shit ain't fair. Taking out. I don't know what that means. Yeah, but I'm gonna get back on that as far as this. So at the end, we do call back these auric pieces. So if you had a lot of relationships, let's say you had a lot of traumatic relationships, and it started with the Mama Jamma, and the Mama Jamma put you on a course to whereas now you're kind of like tuned to attract certain kinds, basically the same nigga with a different face, or the same bitch with a different face. And so usually it always ends in a very similar fashion, or you notice certain characteristics, similar. Once you get past the little honeymoon phase, or when you first get to know somebody, everybody's always on their best behavior. You know, everybody's always on their best behavior until the real them comes out. Yeah, till the real them comes out, and they'll come out just like you have a real you. You know, you have a you that you have the you that you are around your romantic partner or interests. You have the you that you are around your close friends. You have the you that you are around your family. And you have the you that you are when you're by your motherfucking self. But yeah, so where was I? Because I be jumping around a lot. But anyways, yeah, so the question about work and stuff, I'm also giving out the 360 protection. Okay, it's a one-hitter quitter. I call it a one-hitter quitter because it is a subliminal incantation, but you don't have to listen to it over and over and over every day. No, you listen to it like you can listen to it like once a week, once a month, and it is so powerful that it begins. It like, how can I say this? It works with you on an unconscious level and also on a spiritual level to fortify the fuck out of your aura. And that includes also your environment. You know, you can expand your aura too, right? So I would suspect that this needs to go also for your home, not just your body. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But we're going to turn this around. This is actually, you know, to me, I know that, you know, I'm actually going to learn the Badharas, whatever we call it, Badharas. These actually have their own meanings, even though I kind of cheat because I can see the correlation with regular playing cards. So that's kind of how I read them. But to me, this is like one of the millionaire cards. Okay, so this is also being that it is a 10. It is about turning this back around. Now, I'm not saying, well, I'm not going to say you can't be a millionaire. Why the fuck not? You know, but I'm just saying, initially, I got on this because I was shown some people whose finances were directly impacted by the soul tie business. Okay. But then I started seeing a bunch of other things, obviously, that go along with it. It's more than just money. I mean, shit, fuck. So, anyways, yeah. How am I sounding? Am I okay over there? I have to check in. I gotta check in. But yeah, yeah. So all y'all just see that ticker. That's how you join, okay? That's how you join. Very nominal. Oh, dig this. I'm also giving, this is an oldie but goodie, but I'm giving a very powerful bath, whether it's a soul tie or not. If you want to get somebody the fuck out of your experience, out of your life, out of your field, I'm going to give you a bath that is not to be fucked with. Like, don't take it unless you're sure that, I mean, and obviously, you know what, you want to remove soul ties, period, anyway. Hell, even if you're together, in my opinion, it allows for you to be even closer because you get that like attachment part out of there. You still have a connection. You always will, you know. Hey, Mia, what's happening? All right, cool. Good. Thank you. Hashata Basoto, Yashata Bahaba. But yeah, so we get some extra goodies with this as well, as we always do, you know, because it's about the aftercare. It's not just about the ritual. The ritual is just one stage in what's called your fucking life. Okay, life goes on after. What happens after the ritual? You know, so we want to make sure that you are as goody good as you can possibly be. So it really made sense to me, that protection also, because, you know, you and I both know this, right? When you sever ties with somebody, especially soul ties, um, I guarantee you, they feel that shit. They can feel that shit. They may even get a pain wherever their tie is tied to. They may even feel a pain right there. Be like, this motherfucker, this bitch, oh, you ain't getting away from me. And they will try and reattach again. Believe me, I know some reattachers. And these reattachers, whoa. And these reattachers, you know, these people that may, you know, some of these people that you're attached to, and maybe this actually applies to you too. I don't know. But I'm going to say it. You know, they may front like everything's all well and good and shit. Okay. Put on their, especially, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be sexist, but especially women. Women love to just like front, you know, for the camera and all that shit. Like they love to do that shit. But behind the scenes, like some people know how much of a mess you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like We get it. But yeah, they may, nobody else knows, right? They don't even talk about you to somebody else, whatever, but they're still out there. Oh yeah, they're out there. They like, you know what I'm saying? They trying to like, I keep trying to hook this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'll send something, I'll do something to try and get a response or whatever, you know. You have to just fucking matrix that shit. Wow. You know, you gotta just matrix it. But they will. So you have to also be mindful of that. Like sometimes, like when, especially when you really, really sever that tie, there may be a period of time after that you're going to have to be super, you know, on your shit, fortified. What does that say? 15%. Plug your phone in, Chango. Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, exactly. Trying to throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? They're sneaky. Some people are sneaky. Some of the people that you have a problem with, that some of you have a problem with, are sneaky as fuck. They're thinking about you a whole lot more than you. Well, I'm sure you know that because you've been feeling it to some degree. A lot of times, once again, this shit is unconscious. You're not consciously aware of it. There's always transmissions through these cords, though, through these ties. Always. A lot. And a majority happens unconsciously. Okay? So, but if you're also, you know, doing meditation, doing things where you start being able to be more aware of what's going on, even aware of what's going on in your body, you know, what's going on energetically, the space around your body. Can you feel the space around your body? You know, that's when you start becoming even more dangerous. So yeah. Do we have any questions or any comments or anything that I can entertain for you? Hallelujah. And don't forget, pass that plate around. Cephas, would you pass that plate around, okay? Don't forget, you know, you can't donate too. But that about wraps it up, though, as far as this goes. As far as my sermon on your mound. As far as my sermon on is your money soul tied? This really came through for some people, though, especially the ones who are like, you're doing everything right. You got probably a good strategy. You're not lazy. You're actually taking action. I mean, and it's almost like, yo, what the fuck gives, man? I'm trying to go to this next tax bracket. Mia May. Oh my God. Well, I don't reveal too much a person that, well, I do at times, but yes, it has come through loud and clear. It's even a theory of mine that a pseudo soul tie can be created by a repeat offender. You know what, Shimano 5, I agree with you, brother. I agree. I agree. And then you have to ask yourself, at what point does the pseudo, at what point is it a pseudo? Where's the line between pseudo soul tie and just good old fashioned soul tie? Where's the line? You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to be tricky. It gets to be tricky. Call on any angels or spirit guides to be with you as well. You can do that. You can definitely do that. And you know, sometimes I think that these severances, sometimes they're not one hitter quitters. And I think that sometimes they're not hitter quitters because, although let's just say, for example, you, right? Let's say you are participating in this ritual because you are ready, but there's still maybe parts of you that aren't ready. So you may need to repeat it. In which, by the way, you can, once you get the ritual, you can watch it as needed. Okay, we are going to do the blast off on the new moon, though. And it is going to be live, okay? But there will be the link afterwards also for those who can't be there live. to whereas you can watch it at your convenience. And also, if you need to watch it several times, like I said, some of you got multiple infractions going on. We're not going to be there all night as we do this ritual over and over and over again for each infraction, for each fucking person in the ritual. That'd be crazy. I'd be there all fucking night. And yes, I am an all-nighter, but not in that way, okay? Papa Shanquito does have to go too, all right? So, I don't know. My point was, somebody asked if I was married. Yes, I was. But yeah, so you can call, and you can also call on your ancestors too. I've been having some things that I think that I feel like some of these ties, for all you know, could be also ancestrally related. Just like back in the days, ancestors would have, depending on which ancestors and how far back you're going, and from which group you're talking about. But arranged type of marriages, like the mixing of different families and bloodlines, which creates another ancestral line. But that's a very interesting topic, though, Shema. Yeah, I like that. I like that thinking. And yes, of course, the vampire energy. And sometimes we take generational. I'm going to use generational and karmic kind of interchangeably, just for this particular subject. If it happens, if the shoe fits, okay. If the shoe fits. Now we're getting off into now we're getting very theoretical. I had a theory though about that. If some type of tie that happened generationally or before, that tie also comes back into play. So it's kind of like something maybe tying two different bloodlines or two different types of, you know what I'm saying? To whereas maybe it's your job now to like, you know what? Cut that. Your ancestors are like, cut that shit. Cut that shit. Because I was going to say about calling in your ancestors for support also. And Journal, what type of tools do we need? I ask because I have tools for reading, of course, or is it just self? I'm keeping it very simplistic. So you will just be just self. Now, I will say this, and that's an excellent question, Ann Joyner. What I was going to say is if you have a picture of that person, you can bring it into the ritual as well, because there's going to be a point where you burn that motherfucker. But for some people, having the space or a container which they can burn something in and all this might have been too much. So the important thing to me was that people just did it. You can bring a picture of your mama jamma that needs to be dealt with, because I like to call the particular, there's like there's three sections of the ritual. Like I said, the last one is, of course, is the calling back of your energy and of your auric pieces, okay? But then there's the fire and the ice in this. And of course, I can't divulge all the secretos until the ritual. But what I was going to say, and that's an excellent question, is I was going to say, hey, if you want to, you can bring a picture of the person or, whatever. But I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it simplistic. I'm going to make sure, mixing of tribes. Yeah, Felicia, something like that. Exactly. Something like that. She said mixing of tribes. Yes. That's what I meant. Mixing of tribes. Yes. Does that make sense to you? because there could have been a mixing. Different bloodlines have different specialties and professions. A long line of blacksmiths, for example. Correct. Correct, correct, correct. Exactly. Now, yes, of course, all of our ancestors obviously are from different bloodlines, or else we'd be one ancestral motherfucker, right? I mean, somebody married to somebody which had a child, and that child became your great 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 grandmother or grandfather, right? And great 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 grandmother or grandfather went and married or fucked somebody, right? And more than likely they weren't related to them. It wasn't their sister or their cousin, right? So I mean, but what I'm saying is, who's to say that that can't also be a karmic thing too, as far as playing out in real time in your life now? You know, we know that sometimes enemies, some of us have mortal fucking enemies throughout time. And it's almost like no matter where we land and in what form we land, we ain't ever going to be cool. Never. There are some people that are just never going to fucking get along. You know, I made a video years ago, beware of Yon Fin. Yon Fin in Taoism is like, be careful because an enemy can come to you disguised as the new girlfriend, new boyfriend, new friend, even a family member. And if you'll notice, it's almost like this motherfucker's never liked me and I've never liked them. Or, you know, it can happen in a lot of different ways. But once it starts going bad, yo, like it's just like you never know. Or this person just is like almost sent into your reality like a fucking torpedo to get you off course or maybe even destroy you. You know, it just you never know. There's just so many different things, man. It's and a lot of these can be called speculation because you don't have no physical proof, but you know shit in the spirit. So you have to just ride with that shit. You got to ride with that. So just like he was saying, you know, because sometimes it's like I'm sure a lot of you have heard also as it comes to the ancestors. Not all ancestors are for your ass. You had some molester chesters. You had some motherfuckers who are just not, who would soon as slit your throat is to make you something to eat, and they're an ancestor. So just because they're an ancestor doesn't mean that they're for you. You know, just like in real life, you got family even right now that ain't for you. You know, they may front and act like it. Maybe they don't, but at the heart of the matter, they want to see you fall. They want to see they don't like you. If you passed away, they would not have one fucking tear to shed. They don't care, you know? And look at how many people have died at the hands of family. Yon fan, baby. Yon fan. So that's proof right there. Of course, we can't prove it. We can't prove it, but it's there. I only ask for the good. Yeah, I ask for the ancestors that walk with you, who are for our, because when I'm rising, when I'm transcending, when I'm alchemically transforming my motherfucking DNA, I'm transforming y'all, even you motherfuckers that don't like me. So if you ain't gonna help with this business, then stay the fuck out of my way. Sit the fuck down while daddy takes care of business, okay? Because I'm about my business. You gotta be specific. You might want to find out why your enemy came to be your enemy. Maybe, maybe. You may never know. You may not be able to find out. All you will be able to find out, maybe, is that they are your enemy. And like your spirit may not show you the whole story, but it'll just say, hey, look, don't get it fucked up. This person does not like you. They will, at the first chance they get, take you out. Or, you know, whether that's figuratively or literally, you know, and fuck them. Yeah. You know, sometimes there's a lot of shit in this life. You're not going to know why while you're in the meat suit. And you know what? there's a lot that you will be able to know why, especially if you can access the Akashic records, your own Akashic records or your version of it, whatever, however you want to say it. All information is available, but sometimes because of timing, you may get the answer in a dream or in an astral travel, but not recall it. So it's like you got it, you got the answer, but you don't got it because it's not meant for physical waking you to know this shit. Or maybe it's not for you to know right now. Hey, what's up, J-Lo? I can't wait for J-Lo to come out with this. She has a site. I'm gonna put you on blast, okay? She was in we had our final mastermind divination group today, earlier. And yeah, I can't wait. She's got skills, okay? With the Gemini mind to go along with it, okay? But she was hipping me to this human design shit, which is pretty interesting. It's another modality of, I mean, she'd explain it better than I can, but think about them the same way you have familial haters. Ancestors might hate until you're too big for them to ignore. Then they'll ask for 20. Yeah, right? Or try and make you feel obligated. Yeah, but absolutely. Until it can't be denied. That's what I always said. Until it can't be denied. I'm gonna keep going until it even after it can't be denied, I'm still keep going. But yeah. Gemini, one door closes, seems to be a Gemini family. Yep. And every family, ironic you used $20. Something brought me in here. I did use $20? Where? Anyways, we are going to get ready to get going here. I'm actually doing this in my drawers. But you wouldn't know that. You don't need to know that. Well, you do now, though, but Akashic Records is very helpful, especially when reading it for the soul. Or finding out the old shit. Sometimes the old shit can give way. Connect more dots. Shimano 5 did above. Oh yeah, for real. Somebody just hit you for 20. Or they think just because you have it, you're obligated to like share it when it's like you put in nothing with this, okay? You got no dibs in this at all. None. Zero. Zilch. Family or not, I don't hear that family shit now. I wasn't able to call on you before. You know what I'm saying? Like now because you're family, you're something now. Fuck you. Same way. Why you want to talk about people? You got people talking about your family talking about you. A lot of you have your family talking about you. Especially if you're going for yours. Especially if you're doing you. And you're not fucking living in some box. People want to put you in some box where you should go, why don't you go, do this, do that and shit. And it's like, no, I want to fucking, for example, just an example, right? No, I'm going to make a business. I'm going to read cards. What? You're going to what? I actually slipped a $20 in someone's glove. Okay. You're going to what? Why do you got to be so weird? Then watch. When you start making an empire off them fucking cards and shit or something. This is just an example, right? It could be anything, man. Maybe you fucking love iguanas and you're like, I'm going to sell iguanas. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to become the best iguana seller ever. Right? Whatever. I'm going to make quilts. That's what I want to do. You're going to what? But young blood. We go black like Cadillacs. Anyway, I got to, yeah, right. So look, dig here, man. I got the, yeah. Yeah, Definitely an ancestor making me come in here. Of course. You missed the sermon. You missed Peter Pop. You missed Jimmy Popoff. You missed Reverend Jimmy. Ha shata basanto J-Lo. Come get this Holy Spirit. Ah la shata basara hito. Ah. Or they think you're crazy for saying what you said. That's of course the other one. They're like, did you hear what fucking weirdo said? Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that. Uh-oh. Now you're at 5%. I might as well write it up until this fucking phone dies. One quilt for 400, right? Then you start selling quilt. Oh, that's one of my collectors. I just sold that for 2 grand. You know what I'm saying? What? Nah, for real? And you know what? Everybody always wants to get on the fucking train when the wheels start going. You know what I'm saying? Wheels start going. We're pulling out the station already. We're, you know, and then people want to go, oh, hey, nah, fuck you. Fuck you. Where was you at before? She said, I'm on my PC doing human design work. Adela Mackey, no sexy legs is on fire. wait. Pastor was like, oh, yeah, right on. Yeah. Well, leg day is tomorrow. I ain't fucking around, no. I can't fuck around with my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I would do it again just to be fucking spiteful. Different color, draws or some shit. But some of y'all have already seen, they posted that shit. They was like, nah, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. This time you ain't gonna be able to post or do anything for a week. And then after that, so yeah. It's okay, Adela. I forgive you. In the name of Shana Masota Makata. Yeah, no, it's gonna cost me more than I want to pay. So yeah, we got things to do here. I got service to provide, so sounds like the Amish people shake them good people. So brown bag, yeah. I don't know what brown bag is, but brown lakes. Anyways, we're gonna get going though. It's 9:39 here. Papa Chunquito has some batch cooking to do. And I got to do some other things. And then I will be putting out, yes, the Shangodiacs. Don't worry, I ain't forgot your motherfucking Shangodiacs. They are coming for you, okay? Don't worry about that. Oh, drank, yeah, for real. Yeah, that bottle. What's that shit? That Boone's or fucking Mad Dog or that fucking 211 in the brown bag. Yeah. 12:45 a.m. over there because Felicia's East Coast time. Yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Much love to y'all. If this resonated with you, if this connected some dots for you, okay, then you owe it to yourself to join this ritual, the unfinished business soul tie obliteration ritual. That's exactly what it is. And like I said, this came to me. I feel it's pretty specified though this time. Sometimes some of the rituals are just like for everybody who can vibe with it, but I feel like this was very particular. And I took a chance because sometimes if it's more particular, you might get less people in it. But it's not about that. It's about who needs it. And I'm like, hey, if this is what I need to do, so be it. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, absolutely, you too. Deaconess Smacky, woo woo. Y'all be good. We'll see you on the Shangodiac. So we'll be dropping like tomorrow morning. All right. I'm gonna upload them all and have them programmed to drop automatically. So they're gonna be dropping like bombs on you. Okay. So look out for your Zodiac. Peace.